week's episode of Triumphant Discussions with Justin Trumpet. My guest is Kenyon High School, Sunrise High School alumni, Weber State, Big Sky Freshman of the Year, Dillion Jones. Dillon, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Doing good. So we'll just kick things off with one of my favorite questions. So could you kind of describe to me what your childhood was like growing up?
Um, my childhood, I could say, was different.
Mhm.
It wasn't the easiest thing in the world, but it made me to who I am today. It made me struggle. It made me, have to go through things for on the court. I'm not opposed to going through things. Having to fight and work for everything I got. So that's kind of how my childhood was. So kind of resembles how I am on the court.
Okay. So put your time at Sunrise Academy in like summarize your time at Sunrise Academy. How was it?
It was good. It was a good place around good people. Um, what I'm saying? When you kind of grateful in life, especially when you get older, to just, constantly be around good people. So, I don't take that for granted. So if I had to summarize it, it was just, a good experience for me. I was able to be in a space where everything, I would say 90% of things is positive, which is not found a lot of places. So I would just, summarize it as a good experience. It's not even about basketball, but it was just a good place to be.
Now we'll transition to Kenyon High School. Let's talk about your time playing at Kenyon High School and the feeling you got from winning a state championship.
Um, Keenan was good. I started at Keenan before I went to Sunrise,
Mhm.
and I have an older brother that played for Keenan. And he won 2 state championships in
Wow.
2010, 2011. So that's what made me want to go. I always knew I like my coach. He's Hall of Fame coach Zach Norris. I always wanted to play for him, so obviously I did. Um, and so yeah, so I went to Keenan. Had a good experience there. It was just a good experience. Being around everybody at home. They had their fans had our back as well. But nah, yeah, it was good. And obviously win the state championship. That was a good experience. Good feeling.
Okay. Okay. So we're both from the South. I'm from Florida. You're from South Carolina originally. So what is it like growing up in the South? Like what challenges did you face in developing your game growing up in the South?
Um, I would say that at least where I'm from in South Carolina, like especially when I was coming up, it wasn't a lot of people really like making noise from South Carolina. So I would say one of the challenges was I wouldn't even say being noticed, but like it's like who to look up to because nobody's really done it before, and the people that done it before didn't really like give back. If we're gonna be honest,
Mm.
so I would say that was probably the hardest part. Is learning what direction to take, and then obviously I was lucky because when I was coming up, I seen my brother, he go to college, and then he was around all his friends, and all his friends was like doing good, and I seen it, and I seen what it takes. So I was just grateful for that. But I would say that was probably the main thing is like, finding that direction, because in South Carolina it's kind of hard. But like I think that's why it's important that people that's now, that's coming up now and that's good. I think it's important that they keep doing what they're doing because it's a younger generation behind us, and they able to look at it and they seeing like they just doing what they see. It's definitely right now. Our state is at a like I'll say an all time high, like talent
Mhm.
and like people actually being recognized for it. Everybody got good players, but if you ain't recognized for it, you're not going nowhere. So yeah,
That's
that's what I would say though, is finding that direction to take.
that's true. Okay, so Dylan, what got you into playing basketball? Like who put the ball in your hand?
Um, I won't even say a specific person. My family's kind of like an athletic family.
Mhm.
My mom, single parent mom, so my mom, she played sports. She was like a softball player, maybe played basketball in middle school, whatever.
Mhm.
My brother, obviously, professional now, so he played basketball. So my sister played basketball as well. I have a twin sister. She won a state championship as well at Keenan. So I kind of just was in a basketball family, and it kind of was just like it was just my turn, kind of. So
Okay.
yeah, I had this point of person. I would probably say my brother.
So talk about your approach to the game, like your mentality, your work ethic, the not having anything handed to you, dog mentality. Where does that come from?
Like I said earlier, it comes from like my childhood and everything I've been through. And on the court, it's like because basketball is a sport where like like everything that's going on in your life, I feel like can show on the court. Um, if you having a bad day, you probably gonna play bad. If you having a good day, you probably gonna play good. But on the court, I think that comes out because everything I've been through, like you said, that dog mentality, just nothing's never been handed to me in life in general. So on the court, I'm not gonna act like, I'm good or, I got the world in my hands. I'm just gonna show you that, I never had it easy. I'm gonna show you that, I had to work for everything. And that's just how my approach, I just approach it like, I got something to prove. Like I don't really like play for other people, like I'm not trying to show people I can do this or do that, because I could care less. But um just showing not even my, like, I guess you could say showing like people home or like my mom's, like my brother, them, like he's out there trying to do something to help us. He ain't out there just being regular.
Right.
So that's really my approach.
Yeah, those qualities, what you just stated, are great qualities that make great players like the Steph Currys, the Damian Lillards, the Draymond Greens, the Ginobili's, players like that. So, what's it like being labeled as an underdog every time you step foot on the court, like being perceived as one?
It's fine with me. I don't have a problem playing that role because obviously, if you're an underdog, you got to work towards something, and that's not nothing I'm like haven't done in the past. Um, I'd rather be an underdog to be a person that got it already and got to maintain it. I'd rather work towards something. That's why I'm steady working. I'm steady shooting towards a goal. If I got it already, you know, I got to worry about who coming behind me. Or just maintaining. It's not just that's not the type of mindset I want. I always had a mindset, like working towards something. So I think that's underdog is cool for me. I don't got no problem with it.
Okay. What's the hardest obstacle you've had to overcome as a person?
Um, get into the next thing, and it was something that it sounds so easy, but like in real time, it's really not. Because with me, like everybody know I care so much, about basketball, care so
Hmm.
much about people. And like if something go bad, I was very bad at like, not shutting down, but like just letting it affect me, like if bad stuff don't happen, And I think I talked to this sports psychologist named Riley Jensen. He told me like, you're not gonna be perfect. No one, it's impossible to be perfect. And I think ever since then it was just like, it was just like I can't be perfect. And I know that in my head. So like I was able to overcome, getting to the next thing, not worrying about mistakes or like, anything that bad happens, what I'm saying? It's just able to get to the next thing. And that helped me in life and it helped me on the court as well. So the hardest thing I had to overcome was, getting to the next thing. Cause it's not like you can go back in time and fix it anyway.
What would you say is your strongest attribute on the basketball court?
I think my strongest attribute is making other people's better. Um, and obviously that don't show up on a stat sheet, but
Hmm.
they don't have to. But like anywhere I've gone, any team I played on, we won. That's just because when I'm on the court, people around me prosper. I'm not just no basketball player that's going that you expecting, 50 points out of me. I just, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna talk to my teammates. I'm gonna be the most talkative player on the court. I'm gonna make sure everybody got energy. Those are the things I do, and that's my biggest attribute is I make everybody around.
Um, why did you ultimately committed to Weber State?
Um, Probably my coach. So my coach Randy Ray's been in the Big Sky he just finished his 15th year, if I'm not mistaken, all-time winningest coach in the conference, and
Wow.
obviously with that, just got some stability in the program, because I don't want to, have to, worry about my coach being fired, possibly things like that. Also, he has a history of like pros coming through his program. Obviously a lot of people know Dame, but like, it's a lot of different ones, and I studied the history of the school, before I came. I knew all the good players like Joel Bollenboy, uh, Jeremy Singland, Davion Berry, Jared Harden, the list goes on, Scott Banforth, whoever else was there, and I knew that they had a lot of pros. A lot of people only care about what they see, like, Dame's in the NBA, credit to him, but like, it's also a lot of good players as well. So, and I know what I'm trying to do with basketball, so I couldn't like refuse that, in my opinion. I knew
Yeah,
that if he had the track record of developing pros like that, and also winning games, possibly getting to the tournament often, couldn't say no.
gotcha. What's one thing you need to improve on the basketball court?
Um, I would probably say just gaining more confidence in my shot. Because it's not like I can't shoot a basketball. People
Hmm.
try to say that, but I can. Like I shot 80% from the line this year. If I couldn't shoot, I couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I would probably say just gaining more confidence and, taking more threes, making more threes. But like I feel like I'm good enough to shoot and make shots anyway. So I think that'd be the main thing.
Okay. Name the toughest player you've ever had to guard.
So I played on an Adidas circuit with Upper Stars, and I've guarded a lot of good players from like I've guarded a lot of good players. I can't even name a lot. I've guarded the McCour Makers, the Kyrie Walkers. The list goes on. I got a lot, but I'll probably say like I guarded Zion my freshman year.
Hmm.
Uh, I would probably say him just because of, that was his junior year when he was having that like big coming out party. So I would probably say Zion, but I also got to say, yeah, I can't sleep on players like Jalik Felton. He was really good. Um, I don't know. I've guarded a lot of good players, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint one person.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'll probably say like either Zion, obviously because of who he is, and like Jalik Felton.
All right. Who is Dillion Jones without the basketball?
Dillion Jones is just without the basketball. I'm probably nobody, honestly. But I'm just a very, I won't say chill person, but I don't really do much. Basketball is kind of what I do. That's kind of like my life. So without basketball, I don't know what I'd be doing. So without basketball, I'm just a cool person to be around. Good example, good leader. Um, I'm not gonna be out here doing nothing crazy that other kids be doing. I'm kind of an example in the community, if you want to say that. You know, so yeah, I'll probably say that's me without the basketball.
Okay. What's the biggest difference between high school and college basketball?
Um, Obviously in college you playing, older, stronger, faster, more experienced players with a better IQ. So if I had to say a pro about playing, the difference in college and high school would probably be how more like structured it is. It's not like, in high school, like high school basketball is cool, but like, it's a lot of coaches that honestly don't know what they're talking about. So I would say in college, that's not going to be something, everybody know what they talk about, so they're going to know your strengths. They're going to know your weaknesses. They'll know what you do. They get paid for this. So
Mhm.
like, that's the difference between that. I feel like in high school, there's a lot of things that I won't say just like off the fly, but like it's not as much like preparation into it. Um, the bad thing that's probably different about, not bad thing, but something else that's different about college is that um, it's definitely more political.
Mhm.
I'm not necessarily in my area with Weber, but like as levels go higher, you
Mhm.
know, there's a lot of politics in it. That's all I'm gonna go into with that. But it's a lot of
Yeah.
politics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were some challenges you faced through COVID-19?
Um, I don't know, cause like I'm not really like a person that like you gonna see out on the scene every day.
Hmm.
So like I didn't have like lack of like social interaction or nothing like that.
Hmm.
I would probably say Uh, Probably the mask thing. Like, that was just hard for me, just because, like, I never thought I'll picture myself, having to wear a mask. It's hard to talk. It's hard to do things like that. That's probably the hardest part, because, like, it's so, like, I won't say it's uncomfortable, but, like, you got to do it to, like, if you want to stay safe, but, like, you catch yourself all the time with it, like, being down, and, like, it's just, like, not normal, kind of. It's kind of crazy, but I'll probably say the masks for sure.
Okay. So take me through a sequence of a game where you was just scorching hot from the floor, hitting everything, or had a career high night. How was that? How was that experience?
Oddly enough, um, my so people probably don't even know this, but my career high, even in high school, was like 22 points. I've never been like this big scorer. I
Hmm.
can score ball like I'm the type of player that's gonna like you gonna get it like consistent from me. Like if I'm gonna average 15, gonna get that like every night.
Hmm.
But I would say a moment like that would probably be like, um, oh, that's a good question. I'll probably say the state championship, because I do it, and it's kind of odd. Like in games where I'm down, that's when I play the best. Because I don't like to lose. So like, uh, state championship, we were down at half, and I had already lost one before, and I was like, "There's no way I'm losing." So I just started doing everything. I was getting like all the rebounds. I was scoring all like the garbage buckets or whatever. And it was, yeah, that was a fun experience for sure.
Okay. So here's a question. So I got a question about leadership I wanted to ask you. So what type of leader would you say yourself is? Are you the type of leader like Kawhi Leonard that comes to work, show up, do his job, but don't, kind of interact with everyone else? Or are you like a LeBron James type of leader who come to work, interact with everyone, get on people's butt about messing up on a play or half slacking or better yet half assing the play? So what type of leader would you proclaim yourself to be?
I would say probably the more LeBron type. Like I'm not like basically like you saying like verbal lead by example.
Yeah.
I'm probably more of a verbal leader, just because like I know what I'm talking. I won't say I know what I'm talking about, but people like believe me. They know like they see me do what I do, like you said, like Brian do. But like if I'm like encouraging somebody or like talking to them, telling them what they should do, they're not gonna like just like not respect it. They know I'm probably know what I'm talking about. So I'll probably say I'm definitely a verbal leader with that, like on the LeBron side. Just because like I like talking to people because I'm like a good encourager as well. You know, I'm like an extension of my coach, honestly. So like that's what they listen to me on that side. So I'll probably Ron type.
Okay, so you're a great communicator. All right, you were the eighth Wildcat to win the Big Sky Freshman of the Year award. How did that feel?
It was cool. Um, it was just a point that like because at the beginning of the season I struggled, but I was able to turn it around, and I still ended up winning the award. So that was good. Come being where I come from, anything on that caliber of a level is always like humbling, just because I know a lot of people where I come from or that have been through what I've been through probably not doing things like that. So for me to be able to win things like that, just shows me that it's not going unnoticed.
Hmm.
So it was cool. Um, yeah,
Okay, so obviously the ultimate goal is to make the NBA. What would it mean for you to be drafted in the NBA?
it would mean a lot. Just because like you know everybody set goals and things. Everybody got reasons why they want to do things, but um, I know that my reasons for wanting to make it that far would be to the reasons for me to make it that far would be help people around me. That's really what it's about. And I know a lot of people do it just for certain things,
Hmm.
different reasons. But that's why it would be so sweet, because I'd finally be in a position where I can help people, as much as I want to. So it'd be good.
Okay, would you mind sharing the best advice a person has ever given you?
Um, the best. Ooh, what's the best advice? The best advice someone's ever given me probably either be like I mentioned earlier, Riley Jensen. He told me, you're not gonna be perfect.
Mhm.
And um, wow, what's the best advice someone's ever given me? I'll probably be like, I had a conversation with my coach, Coach Luke at Sunrise. I never forget it. It wasn't like advice, but like it was like one of the most humbling moments ever. Like I remember, like I used to like catch, like I said, I couldn't get to the next play. I used to catch
Mhm.
attitudes and stuff. And I remember like he sat me down and like we was talking, and we was in his office. Told him like he was like, "Why you do that?" And I just told him, I just I want to get out what I put in. I put a lot in. I want to get out. He's like, "Why you got attitude and stuff like that?" I never forget. He told me he was like, it took him 5 minutes for him to come out of his mouth. I didn't know what he was about to say. He was just like, he was like, you're not even that good to be like acting like that. And I'll never get it because, no one's ever like told me that. My brother's probably like mentioned that a couple times, but like, no one's ever like sat me down and was like, you're not that good to be acting like, you LeBron for real. And I wouldn't say that was like, that's not like advice technically, but like that was probably the realest thing somebody probably ever told me up to that point. It was like, you're not that good to be even acting like that. And
Wow.
it hit different. But it took, but like, that's probably why I am who I am now. It's like I mean, I knew he had good intentions. He wasn't trying to, like, obviously if I wasn't a good basketball player, I wouldn't be there.
Right.
He was, letting me know, like, just basically wanted me to be better. And that was probably the best advice I've ever had.
So, what does your typical workout schedule consist of?
Um, so during the season, in college you probably want to get a routine. So during the season, I we would lift from 9 to 12. I would probably go in early so I can get out the way. I would go at 9, get my lift in, have enough time to rest before practice. That'd be at 1. So I always go to practice an hour before so I could get up shots. So I go to practice at around 11:45 so I can be ready to shoot at 12. I'll get shots up. The managers will be there. We'll shoot. I'll shoot my threes and get all my shots up. Then I'll be ready for practice at 1. After that, I'll do my classes. I don't really have to worry about going to class because of the COVID. So I can have online classes. And then after practice, just go to my apartment and just do schoolwork and then just be ready for the next day. That was kind of like my routine.
Gotcha. Give me your top 5 small forwards all time.
Um, Obviously LeBron. LeBron would be 1.
Mhm.
This is no order.
Okay.
LeBron would be 1. Kobe and MJ counted shooting guards, so I can't put them in this. But I would probably say KD would definitely have to be in there, one of the greatest scorers. Larry Bird, um, Magic Johnson's considered a point guard. So I would say KD, LeBron, Larry Bird. Um, wow,
Scottie
that's some
Pippen.
good. Scottie Pippen for sure. Appreciate that help. Scottie Pippen. And it'll probably be like a sleeper that I'm not even thinking about right now. Like a, I don't even know. Who would your top 5 be? Do you know?
I would go LeBron, KD, obviously, like you said, one of the greatest scorers ever played the game. Larry Bird, 3-point specialist.
Mm-hmm.
Scottie Pippen would be 4. Fifth,
I can't really think of a. I was about to say something crazy like Kawhi, but I don't really feel like he belonged in that conversation. Not yet.
ooh, not yet.
Not yet. Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Because I was gonna say Giannis could be that too, but Giannis is probably considered
Power.
like a
Power forward.
power. Yeah. I don't know. It's a lot of good
Mm.
ones though.
Yeah. Tracy McGrady was a shooting guard, right?
That's what I was saying. I was thinking Tracy, Vince, what's the man? Tracy, Vince Carter, but those are all considered
Guards.
shooting guards, right? You might have to say like Kawhi,
Might have to say,
honestly.
yeah, might have to throw Kawhi in there. Yeah.
That's crazy, but like that's honestly crazy. Probably when we get off this, I'm gonna look that up and we're gonna figure it out.
Okay. So like you said earlier about basketball. So basically, if you weren't playing basketball, what would you be doing?
Uh, I probably, I'm actually a smart individual, so I would probably be doing something with like trying to make money somehow. Like anything dealing with finance, because like
Hmm.
math is my favorite subject.
Hmm.
I'm starting to follow like rappers more. Possibly could write music. Just something to like generate income. Something in those boats. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
nothing. I probably if you saying without like me playing, I'd definitely probably be a coach for sure.
Wow.
I probably could be a coach one day.
Wow. Okay. So what does Columbian, South Carolina means to you?
Um, it mean a lot just because it's where I come from.
Hmm.
Obviously, if I didn't go through what I went through in Columbia, I wouldn't be like on the path of what I'm doing now. So like it definitely was like a place that, helped me, you know, grow, So I would say that, but like, obviously, in order to grow, that's why I'm in Utah now, so you just gonna have to leave at some point. So in order for me to grow, and not, fall victim of, everything that Columbia has to offer, I have to leave sometimes. But no, it's good. It's my hometown. Like I said, it's like that foundation.
Okay. So we'll just wrap things up with the last question. All right, Dylan. So advice for the youth. Could you share any advice or any words of wisdoms with anyone who's trying to be a state champion like yourself, a Division I basketball player like yourself? What would you tell them? Any young kids out there?
I always tell them to worry about winning. It's like a lot of people don't understand, a lot of people don't play on good teams, so they don't really know. But like if you switch your focus to being able to focus on winning, whatever you want for yourself and individual accolades will come out of it. If you worried about yourself, it's impossible for you to play good. But if you switch your focus to worrying about winning, I'm doing this for my team, you'll be amazed about the results you get. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would tell a young kid, focus on winning. Don't focus on scoring the most points. Don't focus on whatever you got for yourself. Just focus on winning. And also I would tell a kid to, do something that's going to separate yourself. Everybody wants to score. Everybody wants to shoot the most shots. Nobody wants to rebound. Nobody wants to take a.
Thank you, Dylan, for coming on, and best of luck as you continue your career at Weber State, and hopefully someday I can see you on TV playing for the NBA, and I'll be talking about you.
Sir, thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Anytime.
What a very well thought out interview with Dillion Jones right there. Weber State's men's basketball player, high school state champion winner. Plays at Damian Lillard's alma mater. Just a great guy. Gave out great advice to the future guys that are coming up wanting to play Division I or high school basketball, become a state champion like himself. Just a great conversation overall. Enjoyed talking to him about the process and the journey to getting to where he's at today. And just looking forward to seeing what he does in the up and coming years on the basketball court. We'll be a huge fan of his. We'll be tuning in most definitely. And this is Justin Trumpet, the host of Triumphant Discussions with Justin Trumpet, signing off. Tune in next week for another episode of Triumphant Discussions with Justin Trumpet. Till then, bye.